Okay.
So it's a full answer.
Yes, I get you. I would describe myself as a rainbow sparkly unicorn slash Disney princess with some mental health problems, as analogies. But maybe with words, I'd describe myself as loud, annoying, scatty. And then on the good side, creative, passionate, and quirky. When I was 18, I was studying musical theatre. I was very kind of quiet about the things that I'd written myself. And this one teacher was like, "Your blunt honesty is hilarious. Write more." So I just kind of got into the swing of being like, if I think it, I will write it, and hopefully someone will relate to it. Yeah, it is just I just want to be honest and blunt, a bit like Lily Allen was, I guess, when she first kind of started. I just want to tell the truth. I might be the autistic in me. I can't lie. So I can't pretend like, oh yeah, I'm just going to sing about baby love and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I want to sing about wanting to die. And I realised that that's what's hopefully going to make me different and stand out by not just being a sheep and being a nice black slash rainbow sparkly sheep. I studied musical theatre from like 16 to 22, went to drama school and had a massive mental breakdown, was diagnosed with all the brain labels, ADHD, borderline, autism, not until recently though. So I had a massive breakdown at drama school and then could not, like I basically had PTSD from all things musical theatre and Disney and the stage. So I kind of found rap music and started working for a company called Rap Therapy, and realized that I was teaching kids how to positively express themselves, but wasn't positively expressing myself in a healthy way. So the album was a result of my mental health being like, can't involve myself in musical theatre. So there's so many little Disney musical theatre Easter eggs in all of my songs. But that's how I started as a kind of a storyteller, and I just want to tell my stories, whether it's through, dance or plays, or obviously music and lyrics being my chosen form. So I was trying to fit in the mold of a cookie cutter performer. So despite the breakdown, I still signed with an agent and I still moved to London to try and work. And it just was not going very well at all because I didn't have any support for my mental health. Like I didn't even know what depression and anxiety was, never mind that I had it. And I was eventually diagnosed with PTSD, and I came to understand why I couldn't engage in the industry that I'd just dedicated my whole life to. And my mum's like screaming at me in the middle of a breakdown, trying to make me understand. She's like, "You're not all of these professional actors," and listing all my friends in the West End. It's like, "You're not these people. You're the one making those songs. You're the ones writing those musicals. You're the ones like in the pit doing all of the creative work." And I'm just like, I'm so confused. Am I a performer or am I a writer? And she was like, "You're both." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you can be both." But I only trained in one, so I thought I couldn't be a writer. And then obviously lockdown was like, I'm trapped in the house, on new medication as well, so my brain was going cray, and it just pooped out an album. Of course, an a cappella lyrics album. Having learning difficulties is hard when you want to release your inner Sondheim, but you can only play 4 chords. So it took a long time to get into the studio and to like actually put some stuff down with you, but now it's all done and I have something to show and a story to tell. Honestly, when I'm sat there across from a counsellor or whoever, I really, really, really struggle to say things honestly. And I just have to get it out as and when it comes, in blunt form, the way that I've said it, and not mincing my words and not trying to put a metaphor to it. And people really like that honesty. And so since getting good feedback from that honesty, there was a woman a couple of years ago who, when I was 18, she encouraged me to start writing more. She was like, "You're hilarious. I wish everyone was as honest as you." And since then, I've carried on with the honesty and the bluntness, and now it feels amazing to get it out. If I try and like mince my words or beat around the bush or whatever with a healthcare professional and they're asking me how I feel, sometimes I will just spit out some lyrics because they go, oh, okay, I understand now. And then they write in the report. So wording them into a rhymed way to a beat is the only way that I can really talk and get my feelings out. And that's why it means a lot to me, and I'm really passionate about it because it's literally the only voice that I have, because times like this I'm all scatty and blah 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 blah. So my parents were folk singers. My dad, total 60s hippie, like worked with some big names. And then my mum's more like Scottish, Celtic-y folk. And then you've got my brother, who's a bit more prog rock. Then you've got all my musical theatre friends that are like, we like to sing about our feelings and dance about it too. And then there's the dark, grungy rap side. And I'm just this massive mongrel cocktail hybrid. I don't know all the words to use. And then you've got to pick a category when you upload it, and I'm like, singer-songwriter, alternative, pop, what is it? It's like / so many things, like my job title. So yeah, musical theatre, Disney being my main pillar, and then you've got like the rock and the folk from my parents and my family, mixed with this modern grimy gunginess. I don't know if there's a word for that. This might go for a lot of people, but autism is a communication disorder, and language is only one form of communication. And a lot of people, whatever nerd you are, with it, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, I just happen to be Disney and musical theatre. Can't get a degree in Disney, so I got a degree in the closest thing, musical theatre. And it comes out as much of my tics sometimes. I'm just like, I just say Disney quotes. I'm like, wow, I wish I could speak whale. And I just kind of made its way into my lyrics, and there's loads of Easter eggs and loads of little references for any other Disnerds and musical theatre people out there. When Hamilton first came out, for those who don't know, Hamilton is a massive musical theatre, taking the musical theatre world by storm, about 2015, and it's the first musical or Broadway musical that is mostly like rap and modern music, and it got really slated by all of those, oh, I'm a thespian, I like Shakespeare, and I don't think that people should be rapping on Broadway. A lot of the youngsters were like, oh my God, this is great. I'm kind of hoping to do the opposite. So Lin-Manuel Miranda brought modern and hip hop to Broadway, to stage. And I would like to go backwards and bring some of my musical theatre-ness to the recording industry, and be less, oh, I'm just a sexy girl singing, listen to my voice, and actually listen to the story that I've got to say as well, which I feel like is missing in a lot of pop music. So thanks Lin-Manuel Miranda for doing that. Because what was it? Back in the day, like back in the 20s and stuff, before film, the number one kind of genre of entertainment was going to the theatre. So the big hits of the time were the big hits from the musicals at the time. And nowadays, musicals, what's that? Oh, we're listening to Cardi B, Beyonce, and all of the happening people of the time. So I kind of want to go back in time and have more Broadway songs being a number one in my dream world. The aim of the game is that I want people who are struggling, who are mentally ill, I want them to come along on the journey with me and know that they're not alone. And I know it's all really cliche and cheesy, because it's like, I'm going to sing and you're going to listen, but I don't just want that. Like, I want to inspire somebody to write an album of their own. I want to inspire somebody to go to counselling or to talk to that friend that's down. And there are some like lessons in the album. I teach people the paced breathing and how to write a positive affirmation and stuff like that. and I just really wanted to help people, and I absolutely came from my lack of support. And I know one of my lyrics is, when you're at the bottom, there's only one direction to go, so survivors buckle up for the ascension. And I just hope that anyone who is at rock bottom at the minute can listen to my blunt honesty, and not feel kind of like, oh, she's telling me to quit smoking as well. Like, it's a hard one, and everyone's got to figure out their own path for themselves. But if by just documenting my path, if I can help a couple of people, then job well done.